Hi everybody, today we have a little selection of smaller bulbs, mainly low voltage but not all of them. We can slowly go through them. I thought by combining them you'll see more lamps on one video. Anyhow, let's have a little look at them, and as I say, any comments made please make. I don't know the origins of all of these or where they were used. I can just put some ideas out there and leave the rest to you out there. Well, first I can start with a lamp that I do know where it came from. This was a lamp which may be recognised by people, I don't know. It's a carbon filament. See if I can show the filament. I won't light it up. It is a worker. Let's see. It's a single loop carbon. It's not coming out very well from there. Let's hold it over the light of there. You can just see it. You can just see a single loop filament. It's rated at 50 volts, coloured red as you can see, a small bayonet cap, a double pole, it's got a name on it, and just make out, I say I can just make it out. A very famous name on it actually. It's Maxim, M-A-X-I-M. Maxim was one of the early pioneers in the electric lamp industry. Also one of his relations, maybe a son or a grandfather, made the Maxim machine gun. So there is a link there. Anyhow, this is obviously a name that it was branded under. Now let me tell you what it was used for. I used to work in the other telephone exchange, and the rack of equipments all had their separate fuses and other supervisory lamps, and that was one of them. This was obviously went back many years, and they were all changed to modern tungsten lamps, round ones. I think they were lamp number 8, with the same cap and the same voltage, but they were very uninteresting round bulbs with a normal zigzag filament. But they had some of these, and I think I'm safe to say this. They were changed. I thought, well, they'd lasted quite a while. I thought it was a good idea to actually change them to the new modern ones. Of course, they weren't thrown out, and this is one of them there. So that was used in a British telephone exchange on 50 volts as a lamp. Being red would have indicated that a fuse had, all purposes, had probably blown. So that's that one. They did have them in green, which indicated that a selector might have not released. The exchanges used what is known as a Strauger switch, or a two-motion switch, and it had a set of wipers which would be stepped up to a certain level, 1 to 10, and then it was stepped round where a set of contacts entered the bank, and that was how the other connection was made. But leaving that, we can have a look at another one which was a clear version. This one I think we find was made by Siemens. There we are, it's got Siemens S30. Now that referred to the year. S30 was the year. S for telephone exchange equipment was Siemens Brothers. So it was stamped on the bulb S30, so I know that that was manufactured in the year 1930. 50 volt again. There's the Siemens logo. There we are. Siemens lamps are still being made, but they are under the Ozram name, and in America I believe they use the Sylvania name. But there we are. The filament in this case is a double loop, but they're series wide, so it's like one filament, but for strength it's made into two shorter ones and supported by the actual lead in. Same base, small bayonet cap, and this too would have been used in a telephone exchange. I would like to show you the real long ones of these, which were used in series with ringing circuits, but it looks like I didn't acquire one of those when I had the chance, which is a great pity. It's nearly twice as long as this one, with a carbon filament, normally a single loop. But there we are. That's the other one. Similar length, but a little bit shorter. Here we have a lamp. Now, I've shown you one of these before, but a B22 base, which is a larger base than this one. This is the same size base as the previous lamps. Some of the paint is actually worn off. I don't know what the N means. It does work. It's about 6 volts. The filament's a vertical filament, which I know I can't really, well, I might better show it. I think you can just see it. It's a vertical filament, and being pip top, it's very old. I can't see any manufacturer on it, but it was used for the inspection of the eye. How they did this I don't know, but this is what these lamps were used. Presumably you'd look through that clear hole, you'd get a reflection, and the person carrying out the checking of the eye would know what he was looking for, and that's what that was. If anyone out there does know anything about this, please let us know, because it would be nice to find out. Anyway, we're slowly getting through them. Here is a fairly modern lamp. It's obviously, I would think, a photographic lamp, or for a VDU type screen, where it's backlit. It is American. It's got USA, and it's got this base, which I think is a form of pre-focus base. It's double pole. Once again, it is a worker. I think this would probably be about 12 volts or even 24. If you look very careful at the filament, you'll notice it's coil. The double coil. The filament's coiled once and then coiled again. It's rather funny to find out who actually invented this, because I've seen several manufacturers saying they were the first. It's got it in Toshiba's catalogue that they were the first. I think it's in GE's catalogue. It's probably in the Ozram catalogue. So who it was that actually invented the coil, I don't know. A lot of companies say they were the first. So that's that one. If I say any comments, please make. This is the only mains bulb at the moment. It was actually out of a fly zapper. it gave a blue light which presumably tended to attract the flies and things. It's 240 volt, 25 watt. I would say, looking at the base, probably made in Taiwan, China or somewhere else like that. It's certainly not American made, and it's certainly not European made. The filament, which you can just see, is not like the American ones, which is a single line. I have got one which I'll show at some other time. You can just see it there. I'm going to put it over there. There we are. I hope it comes out okay. Not that wonderfully made, but it does the job. So that was used in a fly zapper. How it would be done, this would be in the centre, and round it would be the grid, which held a few thousand volts, which a fly got in there, it went click, and the fly was no more. Now we have a lamp which was foreign made. It's got guaranteed gas filled foreign. Now the time when these were made, the gas filling was perhaps a newish idea. It meant you could run the other filament at a higher voltage and therefore hotter without it oxidising. This bulb is also intact. I think it's probably 12 volts. It's a vertical filament, and you're all thinking, what was it used for? Single filament? Well, it was used in the early automobiles, early cars. It was just a single filament. Later they introduced a second filament, so you had your main beam, and then by throwing a switch you would connect another filament which was actually dipped. It would give like a dipped effect, and it would have shielding on it as well. I have got some of these which I will show at a later date. Why it's slightly bluey tinged, I don't know. Possibly to give a more whiter light, because blue does tend to make normal light bluish or even more white. So that was that one. Any questions, please shout. Second to last, that's good English, isn't that? We have a little carbon lamp, also as you can see intact, which, let's have a look at the name, see if we can get the name. There we are. Manufactured by Robertson, English made Robertson. Now Robertson was the British company that became Ozram. I don't quite know the ins and outs, but I think it was something about the First World War, and that's how it became Ozram, but that is a form of politics, so I'm not going to go into that. It's pip-topped with an SBC base, small bayonet cap base with a little shoulder on it. That normally gives an idea of the age as well. Obviously no evacuation tube because it's done at the pip at the top. This is a worker and quite a rare lamp. I think its voltage is about 35. Let's have a little look. I can see it on there. It looks like 30, it can't be 35, it must be 36 volts. How many candle power? I do not know, it doesn't say. But there we are. And because it's lovely and clean inside, hasn't had all that much use. Right, I've left one lamp alight. Come to that. Have a look at it first to light. This one has a small Edison screw. I'm going to take the battery off, just showing you it light. I hope I can take it off. Right, I know I've soldered the two wires on. It was a test lamp I was using in one of my projects. It can easily be unsoldered, so it hasn't damaged anything. If you look carefully, you can see the filament. It's not coiled, it's just a single tungsten wire, similar that you would find in a squirrel cage lamp. It wasn't filament, it wasn't coiled. Get it right. Now, a small Edison screw, which is slightly bigger than the candelabra screw. Above this side you had another screw which they used in America. They do use them over here for some lamps, such as microwaves, the interior lights. But this bulb was obviously working, as you saw, and it would have been used down in the mines. When the miners went down, they would have their lamp gear on their heads, and that would have been the other type of lamp. It could have also been used in the lamps they carry, and as such the voltage was quite low. I would say probably at a maximum of 6 volts. I was pushing just over 2 volts through it from the other cyclone battery, which is a very handy friend. You charge it up and it seems to last forever. Gates Energy Products. It's a cyclone. It's lead acid battery, but the plates are rolled into cylinder form. Anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed. Once again, please make comments. Please shout, and in the meantime I'll sort a few more bits and bobs out, especially as it is Christmas time. Once again, I wish all my viewers a happy Christmas, and anyone else happy Christmas. Thank you for watching.